The alien princess boasted, "You won't last a minute, human." She had no idea who she'd confronted. Princess Sareth Call thrust the waiver tablet forward.
"Sign it, human."
60 seconds in the royal trial chamber. Your species' vaunted endurance ends tonight. Mara Venn scanned the glowing contract. Holoscreens flickered around the arena, broadcasting to billions across the Caldominion. Cheers erupted from the alien crowds, their scaled faces twisted in anticipation. Mara gripped the stylus, her fingers calloused from shipboard repairs and void leaks and plasma vents, steadied the device.
She signed with a flourish. Rules first.
Plain trade language, please. No legalese. Kethrul, the adjudicator, adjusted his optic monocle. His tentacles clicked over the console. Protocol demands clarity. Trial chamber cycles. Vacuum to 1% atmosphere, then thermal spike to 1200 Kelvin. Cryogenic plunge to -200. Neurotoxin missed at lethal thresholds for non-call physiology. Exit only on forfeit, collapse, or timer end. Public feed records all vitals. Mara nodded. She stripped off her jumpsuit jacket, revealing a plain undershirt scarred with old burns. No suit, no gear. Just her. Princess Sareth's eyes narrowed, her crest flaring crimson. Bold, or stupid. Billions watch you crumble. Mara met her gaze. Challenge accepted. Keth's tentacles sealed the deal. Chamber protocol locked. Contestant Venn enters at will. Public countdown commences in 30 seconds. The arena thrummed. Hollow timers pulsed red across the dome. Mara walked to the chamber hatch. Frost rimed its edges already, a warning of the cold cycle lurking. She pressed her palm to the scanner. Seals hissed open. Inside, floor marks glowed blue. Stance points etched for balance. Mara toed the lines, feet shoulder width, knees soft. She rolled her shoulders, breathed steady, like patching a hull breach during solar flare. The hatch slammed shut. Keth's voice boomed. Countdown, 10.
9. Princess Sareth grinned at the timer, her voice amplified. "You won't last a minute, human."
Shh. 1. Trial begins. Vacuum hit first. Air whooshed out. Mara's lungs burned as pressure dropped. Ears popped. She exhaled, slow, equalizing. Ship corridors got this bad during decon cycles. She held stance. Skin prickled but no dizziness. Holoscreens outside showed her vitals spiking, heart rate steady at 80 p.m., oxygen sats dipping to 85%. Alien crowds gasped. Princess Sareth leaned in, whispering to aides, 20 seconds gone. Thermal spike roared in. Walls glowed orange. Heat slammed Mara like a forge blast. Sweat vaporized instantly. Skin tightened, vision blurred through waves of shimmer. Remembered welding struts on the colony huller. Engines red hot, breathe shallow. Pivot feed on marks to dissipate. 40 seconds. Vitals flashed critical. Core temp 42 Celsius. Dr. Ixo-Nimi, the medic observer, hovered at the override panel. His proboscis twitched.
"Adjudicator human thresholds breached. Intervene?" Keth waved him off.
No forfeit signal. Protocol holds. Princess Sareth laughed, scales rippling. See? She wilts. Mara gritted teeth. Heat clawed deeper. Muscles quivered. But quitting, not her style. She adjusted stance, channeling memory of radstorms on Mars outposts, hours in suits failing, fixing relays bare-handed. 50 seconds. Cryogenic plunge dropped next. Temp inverted. Frost crackled across floor. Lungs seized on supercooled air. Fingers numbed to claws. Mara locked elbows. Breathed fire through gritted teeth. Like ice halls on Europa, cracking through glaciers solo. Buzzer blared. Mara didn't budge. Princess Sareth surged forward. 60.
She endured. Honor demands.
Keth checked readouts. Cycle continues. No exit command.
Crowds murmured.
Hollow feed zoomed on Mara's face. Sweat frozen. Eyes fierce. Neurotoxin misted in. Green haze swirled ankle high. Lungs rebelled. Coughing razors. Vision tunneled. Mara swayed. Caught herself on stance marks. Toxins like chem leaks in freighters. Mask or no, you purge and push. She hacked phlegm. Spat it clear. Steady breaths filtered it. 80 seconds. Vitals screamed. Neuroactivity haywire, but no collapse. Doctor. Ixo jabbed at his scanner. Impossible. Human physiology shreds at half this. She's adapting? Princess Sareth's crest drooped. Override it, Keth. This mocks the trial. Rules bind us all, Highness. Keth's voice cracked. Timer ticked to 90. Mara's world narrowed to the marks underfoot. Legs leaden. Toxins burned nerves. But she planted firm. One more cycle. Vacuum pulled again, sucking haze away. Heat followed, then cold. Loop reset. Crowds shifted from cheers to stunned silence. Billions tuned in, feeds exploding across nets. Human defies call trial. Princess's bet fails. Princess Sereth pounded the console. Forfeit, human. Yield! Mara heard through the seals. Faint. She shook head. No words needed. Stance held. 2 minutes. Buzzer optional exit sounded. Mara ignored. ISO signaled Keth frantically. Dehydration at 20% mass. Cardiac strain.
Still no forfeit.
Keth mopped his brow fronds. Princess Sereth whirled on him. My honor stakes on her breaking. Extend cycles if needed. Protocol forbids alteration mid-trial. Mara endured the next loop. Toxins thicker now. Cumulative. Muscles screamed mutiny. She visualized ship bays, radiation sieves, micrometeor patches, routine. Breathe in. Hold. 3 minutes. Arena erupted, alien voices chanting, then. Then, in mangled trade. Princess Sereth's aides pulled her back. Her scales paled to ash gray. Mara's knees buckled once. She locked them. Vision spotted black, but marks stayed under boots. Keth's voice trembled. Optional exit at 4 minutes. Contestant? Silence from chamber. Dr. Issue primed injectors. We halt this. Diplomatic incident. Hatch vents hissed. Mara straightened. Cycles peaked again. Full barrage. She wrote it, body a forge-tempered tool. 4 minutes 10. She tapped her temple universal forfeit sign. Hatch cracked.
Cool arena air rushed in. Mara stumbled out, frost and sweat caking her skin.
She saluted the marks once, then faced the princess. Princess Sereth stared, mouth agape. How? Mara wiped her face. We train for it. Ship life demands. Keth thrust the victory tablet. Contestant Ven prevails. Record 4 minutes 27. Longest non-call trial ever. Crowds roared. Hollow screens replayed her stance, unyielding. Dr. Ixo scanned her. Regeneration already? Core temp dropping. Toxins metabolizing. Princess Sereth stepped close.
Her voice low, from Mara alone.
You broke no records of frailty. What are humans? Mara shrugged, accepting a med gel from Ixo. Tough when it counts, but your trial's solid. Good calibration. Caught my drift at 340.
Sereth's crest twitched. Respect? Join my delegation.
Prove it in diplomacy. Mara glanced at Keth, then Ixo. Talk to my captain. Team effort.
Keth nodded. Protocol notes collaboration clause.
Accepted. As med drones whisked her to recovery, Mara caught the feeds. Human shatters call myth. Princess Sereth beside her on podium raised Mara's hand. But Mara knew the real test waited in the black. Routine maintenance, always. Sweat beaded on Mara's skin as the chamber's walls glowed red. Princess Sereth's claw tapped the override panel outside the transparent hatch. Alarms blared. Legal maximum engaged. Keth rule announced over the intercom. Timer starts now. Mara stood centered on the heat-plated floor. Arena lights pierced the haze. Hollow screens magnified her face for the galactic feed. She ignored the roar from the stands. Call nobility, diplomats, billions tuning in. Breathe in, breathe out. 4 counts each. Shipboard drills. Routine. The air thickened like molten glass. Mara peeled off her outer suit. Regulation underlayer clung gray and slick. No complaints, no flinch. She folded the suit neat, set it aside. Heat clawed deeper, baking her lungs. Princess Sereth paced the adjudicator's dais. Her iridescent scales shimmered under spotlights. Crest flared high, confidence. This human folds at 2 minutes. My honor demands it. She addressed the crowd. Witness call supremacy in endurance. Crowd thundered approval. Mara tuned it out. Focus on rhythm. In, hold, out. Heart steady at 140. Body adapted. Muscles loosened. Like fixing plasma conduits mid-flare. Dr. Ixonimi burst onto the observation deck. His multi-limb scanner whirred, probes extended toward the chamber glass. Vitals spiking. Core temp 98, dehydration at 12%. Red lights flashed on his display. He jabbed the emergency panel. Medical override. Contest halts. Hatch servos whined. Mara snapped her head up. Negative! Her voice cut through the din, amplified by arena mics. I decline intervention. Verbal forfeit only. Ixo froze. His tentacles quivered.
Human, your proteins denature at this rate. Diplomatic incident imminent.
Kethrul consulted his tablet. Rulebook hollow flickered. Contestant Ven registers refusal. 60-second confirmation window opens. Timer projected above the chamber. 001. Crowd hushed. Hollow screens split. Mara's defiant stare versus Sereth's narrowing eyes. Myra held position. Legs planted. Arms loose at sides. Heat waves distorted the air. Sweat poured, pooling at her feet. Vision blurred at edges. Breathe, ship life, 12-hour EVA, shifts and radstorms. This? Maintenance. 015. Princess Sereth snarled. She bluffs. Call, trials break warriors. This. Technician. Keth's voice droned neutral. Refusal logged at 30 seconds.
Blood oxygen dropping. Blood oxygen dropping.
Kidneys stressing. He waved at security drones. Extract her. Mara locked eyes with Sereth through the glass. No glare. Timer's running, she said, voice steady. Mike caught every word. 045. Sereth's crest drooped a fraction. She gripped the dais rail. 102. Keth tapped his tablet. Refusal confirmed. Medical override denied. Chamber reseals. Trial resumes at 1 minute 10 seconds elapsed. Hatch slammed shut. Inferno returned. Mara exhaled slow.
1 minute 20. Skin prickled raw.
Lungs burned like inhaled coals. But she stood. Arena erupted. Bets flipped on hollowboards.
Human holds?
Commentators shouted. Sereth barked at Keth. Impossible! Scan the chamber integrity.
Nominal.
All metrics legal. Mata shifted weight foot to foot.
Successor energy.
Memories flashed. Hull breach on the Orion drift. Crew trapped in failing Atmo.
She patched it solo. 90-degree engine bays. 3 hours.
Laughed about it later over rations. 2 minutes. Vision tunneled. Heart hammered 160. Sweat vaporized before it hit ground. Chamber hit 145. Lethal threshold for call physiology. Mara stayed standing. Legs locked. Back straight. She's cooking alive. Xenobiological anomaly. Princess Sereth shoved him aside. Face pressed to viewport. My honor, mouthed clear. Not yet. Crowd chants shifted. Then. Hollow replays looped her refusal.
Billions watched. 2:30.
Mara's knees quivered once. Locked them. Breathe. World narrowed to heat and timer glow. 2:35.
Sereth, world on Keth.
End it! Protocol breach. Negative. Keth intoned. Participant coherence confirmed. No forfeit signal. Ixo's scanner beeped frantic. Neurostress critical. She's hallucinating markers. Mara saw them too. Ghost conduits sparking on chamber walls. Fix the rhythm. In, out. Muscles screamed, like deadlifting cryopods during spin fail. 3 minutes. Lethal heat peaked. Air shimmered lethal. Mara's underlayer charred at edges. Skin blistered. But she stood, unyielding. Sereth's voice cracked over intercom. What are you? Mara rasped back. Endurance tech. Timer hit 310. Arena shook. Call-in stands clutched crests. Hollow stats exploded. Human vitals defying models. 60% past call record for non-natives. Ixo slumped. Her mitochondria? Overclocked? Impossible. 340. Mara tapped her temple. Testing. No full forfeit. Drift caught. She dropped hands. Continued. Sereth bellowed. Yield. 4 minutes. Legs buckled inward. Mara caught balance. One knee grazed, plate seared instant. Pushed up. Stood. Crowd silent now. Only timer beeped. 4:10. Vision blackened. She tapped temple firm. Universal forfeit. Hatch cracked. Cool air rushed. Mara stumbled out. Frost mist from med drones caked her skin with sweat. She saluted the marks once. Then faced the princess. Princess Sereth stared, mouth agape. How? Mara wiped her face. Endurance tech. We train for it. Ship life demands. Kethra thrust the victory tablet. Contestant Ven prevails. Record 4 minutes 27 seconds. Longest non-call trial ever. Crowds roared. Hollow screens replayed her stance, unyielding. Dr. Ixo scanned her. Regeneration already? Core temp dropping. Toxins metabolizing. Princess Sereth stepped close. Voice low for Mara alone. You broke no records of frailty. What are humans? Mara shrugged, accepting medgel from Ixo. Tough when it counts. But your trial's solid. Good calibration. Caught my drift at 340.
Sareth's crest twitched. Respect?
Join my delegation. Prove it in diplomacy. Mara glanced at Keth, then Ixo. Talk to my captain. Team effort. Protocol notes collaboration clause. Accepted. Med drones whisked her to recovery. Feeds blared. Human shatters call myth. Princess Sereth raised Mara's hand on podium. Honor shared. But Mara knew the real test waited in the black. Always. The chamber's residual heat lingered in her bones as drones ferried her to the med bay. Hollow screens flickered overhead, replaying the stand. Mara closed her eyes. Not over. Sereth's offer hung. Diplomacy? Ship crew needed her more. ISO hovered. Scanner humming. Your cells, they repair mid-stress. Call physiology peaks, then crashes. Yours climbs. Practice, Mara muttered. Gel cooled her burns. Humans adapt.
Keth appeared at Bay Hatch.
Post-trial debrief. Princess requests presence. Mara sat up, legs steady already.
Lead on.
Officials parted. Sereth waited in private lounge, crest subdued. You refused quit. Why? Mara met her gaze. Challenge accepted. Honor matched. Sereth extended claw. Call clasp. Diplomacy trials next. Humans. Underestimated. Mara clasped back. Firm. We prove it quiet. Till pushed.
Captain's comm pinged. Securing alliance, Mara said. Team inbound.
Affirm. Humanity fuck yeah. Sereth's translator glitched on the slang. Mara smiled. Black waited. Tougher challenges brewed. But first, calibration check. Always. In the lounge, feeds rolled new challenges. Sereth's rivals stirred. Mara scanned specs. Routine. She thrived. The princess watched her work. Eyes wide. More? Mara nodded. Always more. Sereth slammed her claw on the lounge console. Hollow screens flared to life across the arena feeds. Now. Her crest flared electric blue. Rivals' channels spiked with bets. Keth Rule burst through the hatch. Tablet clutched tight. Princess protocols demand. Override. Sereth snapped. Human matched heat. Honor demands escalation. Oxygen curve downward. Televised. Galaxy watches. Mara stood from her scan. Routine shift. She rolled her shoulders. Challenge accepted. Keth's vents hissed. Chamber preps in 5. Metrics locked. Descent to 8% O2 over 30 cycles. Quit signal at critical. Dr. Ixonami slithered in behind, scanner deployed. Cal peak at 12%. Human baseline unknown. Diplomatic risk high. Sereth locked eyes with Mara. Break or yield? My honor stakes on your collapse. Mara nodded once. Pace yourself. Drones whisked them to the arena core. Crowds roared through bulkheads. Trillions tuned in. Spotlight stabbed the twin chambers. Crystalline vaults 10 meters cubed, linked by hollow timers. Mara stripped to tech suit, stepped inside. Cool glass sealed. Air hummed pure at first. Sereth entered opposite. Her lithe frame gleamed under lights, gills flaring. She raised a claw to the galaxy. Call honor versus human myth. Mara paced the perimeter. Slow laps, 1 foot deliberate after the other. Keth's voice boomed. Trial commences. Oxygen nominal. Descent begins. Alarms beeped soft. Steady pulse. 1 beep per second. Mara synced her steps. Left foot on first beep. Right on second. Pulse matched the rhythm. Heart rate locked low. Sereth flexed. Shadowboxed the air. Feel it drop, human. Lungs burn soon. Mara kept pace. Oxygen dipped to 18%. Air thinned. Chest tightened fractionally. Routine like high-altitude sims on the ship. Breathe deep. Slow. Feeds outside exploded. Princess pulls curve steeper, Keth announced. Gravs plunged. 15% now. Sereth's chamber mirrored, but her vents pumped faster. Princess gripped the rail. Gills fluttered. Push harder. Beep. Step. Beep. Step. Vision sharpened. Ears rang faint. Body signaled. Adapt. She exhaled long, inhaled measured. Ixo hovered at the med station, tentacles twitching. Princess vitals climbing. Stimulant authorized legal boost, 20% endurance edge. Sareth nodded sharp. Izo's needle pierced her arm. Blue fluid surged.
She roared, slammed the glass. Crest blazed.
Yield. Mara felt the pull now. 12% O2. Muscles ached deep. Lungs clawed for more. But steps held. Beep matched pulse. 60 laps in. Perimeter owned.
Ixo turned to Mara's panel. Human men enter the apartment.
Same shot. Mara paused mid-stride. Shook her head. Tapped the glass twice. Universal no. Then 4 taps. Extend timer. Isaacs's eyes widened. Signals extension. Keth checked logs. Protocol allows contestant request post 50% descent. Adjudicated. Sareth staggered, then rallied on the stem. Pounded the wall. Coward's delay. Mara tapped again. Insistent. Eyes locked on Keth. Adjudicator consulted feeds.
Bets poured in. Galaxy split.
Approved. Timer extends 10 cycles. Oxygen holds at 10%. Crowd gasped through speakers. Sareth's rivals cheered the twist. Mara resumed pace. Beep. Step. Oxygen steady now, but low. Vision tumbled slight. Sweat beaded. Evaporated fast in dry air. Body screamed quit. Ship drills echoed. Endurance builds quiet. 1 lap more. Sareth charged her perimeter. Stim-fueled frenzy. Gills sucked air greedy.
You weaken. Honor breaks. Mara ignored.
Lap 70. Pulsed synced perfect. Alarm beeps her metronome. Ixo scanned frantic. Call lactate spiking. Human characteristic.
Steady climb. Cells adapting real time.
Metris. Sareth 82% capacity. Ven 61%. Extension cycle 3. Princess faltered. Claw scraped glass. Impossible. Humans frail. Mara tapped glass once. Keep going. Slow smile. Outside, feeds replayed Mara's calm laps. Alien commentator stuttered. She paces like maintenance drone. No panic.
Sareth lunged at her console.
Drop it lower. Override. Keth blocked. Rules bind. Extension full. Oxygen held. Mara hit lap 90. Legs leaden but rhythm unbreakable. Chest burned clean now. Lungs widened. Efficient. Human trick. Suffer smart. Princess slumped against wall. Stim crashed early. Gills wheezed. Medic. ISO injected stabilizer. Princess yield signal? Sareth snarled. Never. She quits first. Mara circled endless. Step. Pulse thrummed victory quiet. Cycle 8 ticked. Galaxy held breath. Bets flipped humanward. Keth's voice cracked static. Then requests further extension. Mara tapped 5 times. More. Sareth's crest drooped. What are you? Mara mouthed through glass. Routine. Human O2 saturation. Rising. Adaptation off charts. Princess pushed up. Last surge. Mimicked Mara's pace. Too late. Legs buckled.
Mara kept going. Lap 110.
Body owned the void. Keth raised podium hand. Princess signals fatigue check. Sareth waved it off. Claws clenched. Honor teetered. Feeds swarmed. Human unbreakable. Mara felt the shift. Not pain now. Focus pure. Ship crew watched somewhere. Captain's voice in memory. Humanity fuck yeah. Extension. Ended. Oxygen curve resumed plunge. 8%. Sareth gasped. Collapsed to knees. Mara paced on.
Beep. Step.
Ixo hit emergency vent.
Call. Critical. Glass hissed open. Med drones swarmed Princess. Mara stepped out calm. Air rushed sweet. Legs steady.
She nodded to Keth. Metrics, adjudicator gaped.
You extended thrice, outlasted by 17 laps. Sareth coughed, propped by Ixo. Blue eyes locked Mara. How? Stim denied, yet practice. Mara said, extended hand. Quiet competence. Princess clasped weak. Crest flickered respect. Honor matched. Again, crowds thundered. Feeds crowned human myth real. Keth sealed logs. Diplomacy secured. Next trial? Mara scanned horizon hollow. Rivals plotted bigger. Allies now? Mara nodded. Allies now? Mara nodded. Teamwork. Ship pinged. New threat inbound. Real test brewed. Izo approached. Scanner humble. Study you? For science. Mara smiled. Always more. Arena lights dimmed. Drones prepped vaults anew. Sarith's voice cut through. Hypoxia rematch? Double curve. Mara rolled shoulders. Routine. Keth activated consoles. Oxygen graphs plunged faster. Princess grinned fierce. Break me this time. Mara entered chamber. Paced first lap. Beep synced instant. Galaxy tuned in higher. Bets shattered records. Oxygen dropped to 15%. Mara breathed deep. Steps unbreakable. Seraph matched opposite. Stim ready. Honor eternal. ISO hovered tense. Stim again, princess. Double dose. Seraph growled.
Needle plunged.
She roared. Mara tapped glass. Extension signal early. Keth blinked. Approved. Princess laughed wild. You crave it. Descent hit 10%. Mara circled flawlesses. Pulse her ally. Feeds exploded. Human demands harder. Lap 20. Seraph faltered first. Mara thrived. Ixo muttered. Cells evolve mid-trial. Kal peak. Human plateau endless. Then leads by 9 laps. Seraph pounded glass.
Quit!
Mara tapped back. More time. Extension granted.
Oxygen froze low. Princess rallied.
Copied steps. Sloppy. Mara's rhythm perfect. Body forged in ship voids. Endurance her trade. Galaxy chanted. Ven. Seraph wheezed.
Yield. Terms?
Mara mouthed. Alliance full. Claw met glass. Nod. Keth boomed. Mutual stand down. Honor shared. Chambers vented. Mara exited strong. As Sarith's claw stabbed the control panel. A low hum filled the arena chamber and fire erupted across Mara's nerves. She clenched her jaw. The neuromuscular pain field clawed at every muscle fiber, a synthetic storm designed to shred alien resolve. Mara ignored it. Ship voids had taught her worse, leaky hulls sparking plasma burns mid-repair. Level 1 engaged, Kethrul announced from his podium. His voice boomed over the galactic feed. Compliance sequence begins. Squat, thrust, pivot, repeat. Mara dropped into the first squat. Pain ramped sharper, like needles twisting in her quads. She thrust up, pivoted on her heel. Knees held steady. The chamber's glass walls magnified her form for the hovering drones. Billions watched. Marker 1 on time, Keth called.
Timers blinked green across his console. Princess Seraph Call paced outside the chamber, her iridescent scales gleaming under arena lights.
Pathetic warm-up. Escalate. She twisted a dial. Pain surged to level 2, electric vice on her spine. Mara locked eyes with Sarah through the glass. She completed squat 2. Thrust. Pivot. Sequence flowed like routine maintenance. Sweat beaded, but her breath stayed even. Humans didn't break. They adapted.
Marker 2. Precise. Keth noted.
Arena crowds, physical and virtual, roared. Feeds spiked. Ven endures. Princess tests limits. Ixo-Nimi hovered nearby. Scanner whining. Vital signs stable, princess. Human cortisol spikes minimal. Recommend pause. Seraph snarled. She mocks me. Claw on dial again. Level 3 hit like shattered glass grinding bones. Mara's arms trembled mid-thrust, but she powered through the pivot. Jaw tighter. No buckle. Outside, Seraph flexed her athletic frame, tail lashing. Diplomatic channels buzzed with rival houses wagering her honor. Break the human or lose face across sectors. You hide weakness behind silence. Level 4. Agony bloomed in Mara's core, radiating to fingertips. Sequence 5. Squat deep, fire in calves. Thrust exploded upward. Pivot sharp. She hit the mark. Pulse thrummed, steady ally, not enemy. Marker 5. Exact timing. Keth boomed. Metrics scrolled. Human compliance one of collapsed at 2.
Galaxy exploded in chatter.
Humans laugh at pain fields. Bets flipped galactic credits. Ixo's tendrils twitched. Neuromuscular feedback overloading standard tolerances. Princess, her cells regenerate mid-pulse. Sereth's eyes narrowed. Mara mouthed through gritted teeth. More. Insolent. Sereth ramped to 5. Mara staggered half a squat, then locked it. Thrust. Pivot. Pain blurred vision but form held. Ship tech life. Endure the burn. Fix the breach. Marker 6 compliant, Keth declared. Timer synced flawless. Sereth pounded the glass. Cracks webbed under her claw. Yield, human. My honor demands it. Mara tapped back. Harder. Princess recoiled, then grinned feral. You crave dominance? Witness superiority. She overrode the outer seal. Chamber hissed open. Sereth strode in, scales puffing with royal pride. Pain field engulfed her instantly. Sereth's legs buckled. She stumbled forward, claws scraping floor. A guttural yelp escaped, first crack in her athlete facade. Mara paused mid-sequence, watching. Sereth rallied, attempted the squat. Muscles seized. She thrust halfway, collapsed to one knee. Pivot? She spun wild, slamming shoulder into glass. Intruder compliance? Keth queried, consoles flashing alerts. Stand clear, Mara said, voice calm over the field mic. She resumed. Squat, 7. Thrust. Pivot. Effortless amid the storm. Sereth gasped, hauling upright. This. Field. Calibrated for call strength. Another ramp. She'd left the dial maxed. Level 6 tore through her. Mara hit marker 7. Yours now. Arena feeds captured it all. Princess crumpled. Human striding. Chance swelled. Then unbreakable. Ixo darted to the edge. Extract her. Xenobio mismatch. Human nerves filter the field.
Sereth clawed toward the exit panel. Mara circled her sequence. Lap 8 forming.
Pain clawed both, but Mara's knees stayed firm. Sereth's tail dragged, scales dulling.
Marker 8, on point. Keth logged.
Princess non-compliant. Sereth wheezed.
Trickery, human cheats pain? Mara tapped glass from inside. No, she was mid-chamber.
Routine. Ship work.
Princess lunged for controls. Field spiked to 7. Unrated for any species. Sereth convulsed, roaring as nerves fried. Mara dropped low squad 9. Thrust through blaze, pivot precise. She edged closer, offering a steady arm. Out. Now. Sereth swatted it away. Pride burned hotter than pain. She mimicked. Squat sloppy. Thrust falter. Knee buckled full. She hit deck, gasping. Marker 9. Then only. Keth announced. Galaxy held breath. Bets locked on human victory. Ixo breached the chamber edge.
Medical override.
Injector hissed into Sereth's neck. Sedative flooded. Princess slumped, eyes locked on Mara. How endure? Practice, Mara said. She finished 10. Flawless. Keth halted the field. Chambers vented relief. Mara stepped out first. Legs solid. Med drone swarmed Sereth. Ixo scanned Mara. Impossible. No tissue degradation. Crowds erupted. Hollow screens replayed. Princess enters. Princess falls. Human stands. Sereth stirred under restraints.
Honor. Staked.
You broke nothing, I faltered.
Mara crouched level. Alliance holds. Claw extended weak. Mara clasped it. Firm grip. Keth cleared throat. Metrics confirm Ven superior endurance. Contest honor to human.
Feeds went nuclear. HFY. Humans are Space Orcs.
But Sereth's whisper cut through. Next challenge. Double stakes. Double stakes. Mara smiled. Routine awaited. Sereth shoved upright despite Ixo's protests. Not done. She stabbed the secondary panel. A new field shimmered. Neural overload variant. Spikes synced to movement. Mara braced. Princess staggered back in. Together. Break or bond. Mara nodded. Squat 1 anew. They moved. Sereth wobbling. Mara steady. Keth gaped. Unsanctioned extension? Approved, both said. Galaxy tuned higher. Bets reset. Level 1 chewed. Mara led rhythm. Sereth copied, faltered less. Marker? Sync? Keth called. ISO muttered. Adaptation mutual now. Mara locked jaw. Sereth matched growl for growl. They pivoted as one. Alliance forged in fire. But Sereth's eyes gleamed challenge deeper. Full dose. My honor rides. Needle plunged. Hers this time. Roar echoed. Mara tapped. Yours. Field hit 8. Sereth buckled mid-thrust. Mara caught her elbow. Pulled her through pivot. Marker 11, duel. Keth boomed. Crowds chanted dual names. Sereth laughed through pain. You teach me endurance. I show speed. She surged ahead, sequence blurring. Mara paced, unyielding. Lap blurred into agony symphony. Nerves screamed, but knees held. Ixo's scanner overheated. They're rewriting limits. Sereth stumbled lop 15. Mara steadied without break.
Yield,
Princess gasped.
never.
Mara replied. Together, field maxed. They collapsed synced, hands linked. Keth paused all. Mutual peak. Honor eternal. Thence, whooshed.
They rose, supporting each other. Galaxy hailed. Humans and Kal unbreakable.
Sereth leaned in. Rivals bow. Alliance sealed. But tomorrow? Zero-G gauntlet. Mara rolled shoulders. Routine. The arena thrummed as drones prepped next vaults. Bets already shattered records again. Gravity crushed down. Mara's knees buckled first. The arena chamber's floor panels hummed, amplifiers whining as the field hit 5Gs. Princess Sarith Kal stood tall across the divide, her iridescent scales gleaming under the hololights. Drones swarmed overhead, broadcasting every strain to the galaxy.
Cross it, human, Sarith bellowed.
Her voice cut through the roar of the crowd feeds. Full load on your back. My honor demands you break now. Keth Rule's adjudicator drone zipped between them. Challenge accepted? Verbal confirmation. Mara spat sweat from her lips. Accepted. The weighted harness. 200 kilos of inertial blocks. Standard shipboard calibration gear. Routine. She locked her stance and lunged forward. The first step crushed her spine like a vice. Muscles fired in protest. She dropped to forearms, elbows digging into the textured floor. Crawl. 1 meter. 2. Air thickened in her lungs. Sareth watched from her pedestal, arms crossed. Crawl like the beast you are. Her tail lashed. A diplomat's poise cracking into raw challenge. Bets spiked across the feeds. Princess up 10-1. Mara ignored the taunt. Forearms pulled. Drag. Right arm forward. Left knee plant. The load shifted, grinding vertebrae. Pain bloomed white-hot, but she breathed through it. Shipyard shifts prepped her for worse. Hull breaches under thrust. 10 meters in. Vision blurred at the edges. Keth's voice droned metrics. Subject then. Heart rate 150. Strain 87%. Princess Kal. Observer stable. Sareth sneered. Faster, or yield. Mara growled low. Forearm scraped forward. The far line glowed red. Sensor plate pulsing. 15 meters. Lungs burned. She slammed her palm down. The plate beeped victory. Load harness auto-released with a hiss. She rolled to her back, chest heaving. The gravity field held, still crushing her into the floor. Galaxy feeds exploded. Human reaches line. Odds flipped. Sareth staggered off her pedestal. Her legs wobbled under the same Gs. Impossible. She charged the chamber center, scales paling. I'll cross unloaded. Prove superiority. Keth's drone blared. Unsanctioned escalation. Princess return. Too late. Sarith dropped to all fours. Her powerful frame trembled. First meter. Second. Shake. Third. Collapse. She clawed the floor, gasping. No honor, doctor. Ixonemi burst from the sidelines. The xenobiologist's tentacles lashed out, scanners whirring. Royal vitals crashing. Heart flutter at 200. He dragged Sareth back by the harness straps, her claws scraping furrows. Medical timeout. Royal side only. Thence, hissed. The field eased to 2 Gs on Sareth's platform. Keth hovered, logging. Timeout enforced. Human side active. Mara pushed up on shaking arms. The crush lessened across the chamber, but her load zone stayed maxed. She eyed Sareth sprawled on the recovery mat. The princess wheezed, chest heaving in erratic bursts. Scales dulled to gray, no gloat. Mara wiped blood from a split knuckle. Hey, princess, breathe with me.
Sareth's eyes snapped wide. What?
Mockery? Pattern. Mara demonstrated from her knees, gravity still pinning her. In slow through nose. Hold 4. Out mouth, hiss it, like purging a line clog. Puba paused his injections. Advising? Vitals show her oxygen saturation dropping. Sareth coughed. I need. Try it.
Mara synced her own breath.
Slow inhale. Hold. Note, your diaphragm's locking. Fight smart. The princess glared, then mimicked.
Hold. Hiss.
Color returned to her scales. Better. Another cycle. Her tail flicked upright. You, teach me. Teamwork. Mara grinned through grit teeth. Ship techs share fixes. Saves hulls.
Keth's drone chimed. Timeout ends in 30.
Dual sync optional? Sareth rose, steadier. She vaulted the barrier, low Gs now, and dropped beside Mara. Load me half. We crossed together. Mara nodded. Harnesses clicked. Shared weight. They crawled as one. Forearms synced. Sereth matched the cadence. You're humans. Built for this? Endurance. Mara pulled. You've got power. Combine. Galaxy feeds chanted. Kal Vin. Duo unbreakable. Mid-chamber. Sereth faltered. Legs. Burning. Distribute. They inched forward. Ixo trailed. Scanner beeping approval. Mutual adaptation. Rewriting xenobiology texts live. Keth boomed. Far line approached. Slap duel. Palms hit together. They collapsed side by side, laughing gasps. But Sereth's eyes gleamed. Not done. Escalate. Heat overlay. My diplomat's watch. Routine. Load up. The chamber baked. Infrared panels glowed orange. Temp spiked to 50 Celsius. Sweat poured off Mara like hull sealant. Sereth glistened, her scales venting steam. Full circuit. First defaulter loses honor. Keth logged. Approved. Metrics live. Mara bolted first. Feet pounded the track.
Heat-clawed lungs. Sereth surged ahead. Athlete's stride blurring.
Lap 1. Princess leads. Lap 2. Mara paces. Breath steady. Sereth glanced back. How?
This is my event. Pacing. Mara tapped her temple.
Lap 5. Sereth slowed, tongue lolling. Mara drew even. Breathe cool. Pant short. Princess copied. They ran shoulder to shoulder. Crowds roared via feeds. Ixo darted in. Dehydration risk. Timeout? Denied. Both snapped. Lap 10. Sereth stumbled. Mara hooked her elbow. Pulled her through. Together, heat haze warped the air. Vision tunneled. Mara's skin blistered. But she locked rhythm. Sereth growled. Match lap 15, synced finish. They slapped the marker. Keth paused. Feeds. Dual peak. Record shattered. Vents cooled the chamber. Med drones swarmed. ISO injected fluids. U2. Symbiotic now.
Sereth leaned on Mara. Underestimated you.
Humans. Quiet crushers. Mara shrugged. Just maintenance. Princess smirked. Tomorrow. 0G gauntlet. With obstacles. My rivals tune in. Mara flexed fingers. Shipboard 0G was breakfast. Load the vaults. Drones word prep. Bets reset galaxy-wide. But Keth hovered close. One anomaly. Your cortisol baseline, Ven. Flat line under max strain. Explain. Mara winked. Practice. Sereth laughed. Teach me that. Gravity field flickered test. Mara steadied first. Princess followed. Alliance deepened. Heat lingered in Mara's muscles as drones hauled obstacle vaults into the 0G zone. Sereth paced beside her, testing a harness clip. My court doubts this bond. Prove it public. Mara nodded. We will. Isologist converging. Human endurance tempers royal speed. Keth announced. Prep complete. Challenge renews DawnNet. Galaxy witness unbreakable. Mara eyed the vaults. Spinning blades. 0G drifts. Precision grabs. Routine salvage work. She breathed deep. Sereth mirrored. No quit. The chamber lights dimmed for reset. Feeds cut to promos. Human Princess Duo Visas. VOID. Bets soared past records. Sereth whispered, What drives you, Tech? Mara met her gaze. Home. Fleet. Never leave one behind. Princess nodded. Honor same. DawnNet loomed. Mara slept light, muscles coiled. 0G hit like vacuum kiss. Mara floated perfect, ship instincts firing. Sereth spun wild, athlete's power unchecked. Steady core. Mara coached mid-drift. Twist hips. Princess corrected. They vaulted first obstacle, blades whirring silent and null. Slap marker. Sink. Galaxy gasped via feeds. Second vault. Momentum traps. Sereth powered through. Mara finessed trajectory. Switch. Mara called. They traded leads seamless. Lap blurred. Ixo's voice crackled. Ixo's voice crackled over the arena comm. Vital sign stable. Vital sign stable. Lactic thresholds exceeded by both. Mara vaulted the final momentum trap, her gloved hand slapping the sync marker. 0G spun the chamber wild, but she locked her core, drifting precise toward the anchor rail. Sereth matched her, royal harness gleaming under floodlights. Galaxy feeds hummed in the trillions, bets locked on the human breaking first. Ket's amplified drone hovered central. Contenders. Mara Ven. Princess Sereth Call. Mid-trial metrics. 12 laps. Final round commences. Dual endurance lock engaged. Hatches sealed with a hydraulic hiss. The chamber's life support grid flickered gold on Mara's visor HUD. Shared limits now. Oxygen draw synced. Heat buildup mutual. Toxin scrubbers halved. One faltered. Both choked. Sereth floated close, eyes fierce through her faceplate. End it here, Tech. Yield. My honor demands supremacy. Mara clipped her harness shorter, testing the rail. Honors in finishing. Together, Ket's drone pulsed. Lock parameters, 90 minutes. Breach threshold forfeits both. Safety ceiling active at 80% load. Galaxy watches. Drones retracted, timer ignited, 89:59. Sereth jetted forward first, powering through the blade vaults. Mara followed, seamless, hips twisting to dodge whirring edges. Keat climbed fast, chamber recyclers straining under dual output. Mara's suit beaded sweat, but she breathed steady. Shipboard routine. Purge the vents, equalize flow. Lap 13. Sereth grunted over calm, her lithe form lagging adrift. Your stubborn meat endures. But limits crush all. Mara finessed a 0G tumble, grabbing the rail dead center. Limits bend. Watch. Feeds exploded with alien chatter. Human sinks royal pace. Princess tires. Sereth snarled. Her gauntlet flashed. Override code punched into the nearest panel. Alarms blared soft. Safety ceiling shattered. Load spiked to 110%. Oxygen thinned razor sharp. Heat bloomed furnace hot. Toxins crept. CO2 backlog unscrubbed. Keth's drone whipped in. Override detected! Princess Sereth, safety breach voids. Honor stake! Sereth roared, locking eyes with Mara across the void.
She quits or we both perish.
Galaxy sees my resolve. Mara's HUD screamed red. O2 at 14%. Vision edged fuzzy. Princess trapped her, forced the forfeit, claimed dominance. That's flipped galactic, human folds. But Mara didn't fold. ShipTech never did. She unclipped her multi-tool from thigh pouch. Standard kit. Every hole rat's lifeline. 0G drift carried her to the chamber's underbelly panel, blades parting as she ghosted through.
Sereth pursued, athlete's jets flaring.
Futile!
Yield. Mara wedged the tool's plasma cutter into the seam. Sparks flew silent and null. Panel popped free. Manual purge valve exposed. Relic from pre-arena refits. She yanked the bypass line, rerouting raw scrubber flow direct to the grid core. Equalized. Load plummeted to 92%. Heat vents hissed open. Keth's drone scanned frantic. Contender Ven accesses maintenance port. Action. Valve reroute. Verifying legality. Self-rescue provisions. Clause 7.2 permitted under emergency load exceedance. Fix validated. Timer restarts. 89:59.
Human hacks the arena. Princess outplayed. Sereth halted mid-jet, faceplate fogging fury. Cheat!
Tech trickery. Mara resealed the panel. Tool snapping home. Rules allow. We run. Princess lunged, grabbing Mara's harness. They tumble blocked, 0G cartwheeling them toward blades. Mara twisted free, coaching sharp. Core tight. Hip pivot. Follow. Sereth corrected. Barely. They slapped the marker together. Lap 14. Ixo scanner drone buzzed close. Xenophysiology alert. Human reroute stabilizes both. Princess CO2 nominal. Human? Lactate flatlines? Impossible.
Muscles burned clean. Fleet drills kicking in.
Home. Never leave one behind. She led now. Threading drifts Sereth mirrored shaky. Heat clawed back, but vents held. Her fix humming steady. Lap 15. Sereth wheezed. What are you? Machine? Human? Mara said, vaulting blades. Built for this. Keth tallied aloud. Sync perfect. Load 94%. 8 lapses remain. Feeds roared. Hash human fix trends galactic. Alien court scrambled. Bets bankrupt. Sereth powered surge. Overtaking. Pride fueled her. Mara matched, no quit. Toxins nipped again. Minor backlog. Mara eyed the valve from afar. Holding. Lap 20. Princess faltered, jet stuttering. Can't, honor brakes. Mara snagged her harness mid-drift. Won't, breathe low. Pivot with me. Sereth leaned in, sinking brutal. They cleared Volt's tandem, bodies brushing in null. ISO crackled urgent. Princess vitals crash imminent. Intervene? Keth boomed. Negative. Provisions bind. Galaxy held breath. Timer 47:22. Mara felt it. Sereths tremble through the tether. Quiet competence met royal fire. Underestimation cracked. Lap 27. Blades whirred closer. Arena tightening drifts. Sereth gasped. You carry me? Team, Mara grunted, hauling them through. Prove it! Princess roared defiance, jets reigniting. They surged, final vaults blurring. Keth counted. Sync unbreakable. Load 98, 2 laps. Heat seared. O2 dipped. Mara's vision tunneled but hands locked rails true. Sereth mirrored, honor fused. Final marker loomed. Blade spun.
They slapped it together.
Timer zeroed. Hatches blew open. Drones swarmed. Keth's voice thundered. Dual endurance lock, complete. No forfeits. Contenders endure. Medbots jetted in. Ixo pierced Sereth's suit first. Royal stable. Human, baseline. Mara unclipped, floating free. Muscles quivered, but she grinned under faceplate. Routine maintenance.
Sereth tore off her helmet post-scan, silver mane wild. She gripped Mara's arm.
Feeds erupted. Human princess unbroken. Bets shattered records.
Keth hovered.
Metrics historic. Galaxy. Applaud the unbreakable. But Mara spotted it. Arena grid flickering faint. Her reroute stressed a deeper line. Emergency klaxon whispered low. Not over. Sereth slammed her palm to the arena deck. Hatches hissed wide. She dropped to one knee before the swarming drones, silver mane framing her faceplate. Cameras zoomed tight. Galaxy feeds locked on. Nara floated mid-chamber, tether drifting loose. She waved both hands. No. Get up. We finished together. Voice amplified across the broadcast. I, Sereth Call, yield formal honor. Human endurance exceeds my stake. Broadcast remains unedited. Let all sectors witness unbroken truth. Drones word approval. Keth's adjudicator pod jetted in. Yield blobbed. Contenders synced to 0 forfeit. Record sealed. Mara unclipped her final harness. Legs pushed off the wall. She glided toward the exit hatch, muscles burning but steady. Medbots buzzed past.
Ixo's voice crackled over comms. Human vitals nominal.
No intervention required. Sereth rose, gripped Mara's shoulder. You refuse even this? Routine run, Mara said. Feet touched the outer deck. She walked out under her own power, ignoring the float-grav transition. Crowds in the orbital stands erupted. Alien cheers mixed with human whoops from remote feeds. Keth hovered ahead, datapad glowing. Contender Ven, protocol offers victory of unyielding rails. Accept? Mara shook her head. Didn't request it.
Pass. He blinked multifaceted eyes.
Refusal noted. Historic. They entered the central court dome. Crystal walls magnified the chamber feed on massive holos. Deaths tallied in real time. Trillions rerouted. Sereth's retinue flanked her throne pod. ISO jetted to a podium. Scanner arrays deploying. Mara leaned against a rail, sucking nutrient gel from her suit tube. Body ached deep, but she stretched shoulders. Just another shift. Ixo tapped his console. Hollows bloomed with vitals. Dual graphs spiking red, then flatlining to green. Court assembles. Medical review mandatory. Sereth nodded from her pod. Proceed, doctor. Princess vitals peaked at lethal cascade. O2 det 87%. Lactate 210% norm. Neural fire 450%. Graphs pulsed Sereth's lines in royal violet. Intervention threshold breached at 4217. Mara watched the human graph overlay, her own green line hugging baselines, dipping only at final vault. Human metrics. O2 det 62%. Lactate 145%. Neural steady at 180%. Recovery initiated pre-finish. Nixo rotated the hollow. No anomalies. Human baseline sustains death world extremes. Court gasped. A diplomat tentacle waved. Reclassify. Ixo's mandibles clicked. Affirmative. Humans. High endurance death worlders. Tier 1 durability. Diplomatic advisories update now. Feeds exploded. Hash, human death world trended galactic. Mara sipped more gel. Quiet competence logged, no fanfare needed. Sereth stood. Pod hummed forward. She faced Mara direct, cameras trailing. You fixed my underestimation. and the grid flicker. Your reroute held, but klaxon whispers, overload. Mara glanced up. Low hum confirmed it. Arena power line stressed from her emergency bypass. Patch incoming. Send specs.
Not specs. Commission.
Sereth extended a data gauntlet. Royal athlete diplomat seeks human partner. Joint trials across sectors. Prove alliances through fire. Mara paused. Gel tube crinkled in her grip. Princess eyes locked. Challenge fused with respect. Galaxy watched. Keth monitored. Ixo scanned ambient. Team, then, Mara said. Gauntlet, linked. Holo contract bloomed. Alliance Clause 47B. Human Royal Endurance Pact. Locked. Sereth grinned, fangs glinting. First trial, my rival's Stormworld Gauntlet. You haul? Mara pushed off the rail. Muscles warmed. Routine maintenance. Court thundered approval. Drones captured the clasp. Bets spiked anew, but the klaxon pulsed sharper. Grid hollow flickered red. Keth's pod alarmed. Secondary cascade. Evac protocols. Sereth's grip tightened. Your fix first? Mara nodded. Suit tools deployed. Under the cheer, she traced the fault line. Blades waited beyond the dome, real ones this time. Vixo jetted close. Human baseline holds.
Power surged! Mara dove in! Sereth's gauntlet pinged Mara mid-repair. Reroute confirmed.
Stormworld awaits. Pack heavy. Mara sealed the panel. Klaxon silenced. Court dome stabilized. She floated back, wiping sweat from her brow. Heavy standard. Keth logged the save. Metrics update. Human averts incident. Galactic records. Feeds shifted. Hash unbreakable team viral. Bets poured into joint trials. Princess pulled her into frame. Court decrees. Then commissioned. Trials commenced dawn cycle. Mara waved at the drones. Casual, no kneel. Logged. Death worlder classification propagates.
Human norms rewrite xenobiology.
Sereth leaned in. Voice low under broadcast roar. You waved off my yield. Why? Teams don't kneel. Mara said. We sync. Honor fused tighter.
Dome lights brightened for holocast. Galaxy tuned in.
But Mara's suit pinged private. Shipboard alert. Her vessel's valves strained from remote simlink stress. Routine called. She slipped toward the exit hatch. Princess noted. Nodded approval. Quiet competence pulled ahead. Underestimation shattered. Deeper in the dome's service bay, Mara bypassed security locks. Power conduits hummed stable now. Her gauntlet synced ship diagnostics. Leaky seals from endurance sim vibes. Footsteps echoed. Sereth appeared, sans retinue. Slipping free? Maintenance, Mara said. Torch flared, sealing a microfracture. Princess crouched beside her. My court obsesses data. I seek the why. Humans endure as normal? Mara quenched the torch. Death worlders adapt. You vault storms. Sereth's eyes gleamed. Joint trials test that. Rival clans watch. Fail, alliances fracture. Mara stood. Won't? Data gauntlet pulsed. Clause 47B ratified. Sector lords pinged acceptances. Keth's voice boomed distant.
Ceremony assembles. Sereth rose. They crown us unbreakable.
Mara grinned. Log it. I'm out. She jetted toward docks. Princess followed half step. Cameras caught the stride. Human leading royal shadow.
Vitals peak again. Fascinating.
Galaxy feeds looped the Neil wave. Bets locked on trials. Stormworld loomed in transit hollows. Blades sharper there. Mara prepped her pack. Heavy standard. Docks thrummed with shuttle prep. Crew saluted Mara. Fellow humans. Grins wide. Saw the yield. Epic. Routine, she said, stowing tools. Verith's yacht docked adjacent. Retinue bowed her aboard. She paused at the ramp. Dawn cycle sinks. Coordinates sent.
Mara nodded. Team.
Princess boarded. Yacht sealed. Mara's shuttle hummed launch. Stars streaked.
Private comm crackled.
Sereth, one query. That grid klaxon. Your instinct? Listen to the hum, Mara replied. Always do. Laughter echoed. Deathworld ear. Void swallowed the yachts. Trials beckoned, but Mara's scanner pinged faint. Anomaly in Sereth's yacht drive. Microstress from arena jets. She patched cords. Reroute your thrust vector. Pause. Fixed. How? Routine scan. Alliance clause glowed active.
Galaxy held breath for dawn. Underestimation?
Fuel for fire. Court archives updated. as Mara docked her vessel. Ixo's report cascaded. Human endurance redefines Tier 1. Death World protocols mandatory. Sereth reviewed from her throne. Vens wave off trends higher than my yield. Keth affirmed. Metrics confirm. Princess smiled. Rival pings flooded. Challenges accepted. Mara, in her engine bay, torqued final valves. Suit shed. Muscles eased. Ship AI chimed. Storm world brief. Acid winds, blade storms. Princess specs inbound. Standard, Mara muttered. She hit the bunk. Sleep came fast. Dawn cycle neared. Quiet competence prepped. Shuttle rendezvoused at Stormworld perimeter.
Sereth waited in vac suit, mane tucked. Ready? Mara clipped tether.
Sync, they dropped Atmo. Winds howled.